It was weird timing of it all, you know. Austin made a huge effort to bring me in, a huge investment to bring me in.
The former FC Cincinnati man went to the Liga MX, but is back in Major League Soccer and is going to be back with a bang. 3 trophies won is one to keep an eye on, but what he's doing with the U.S. men's national team and the prospects under Mauricio Pochettino, this move, it could be one that gets his career into a space that leads him into all the right places ahead of the World Cup. And joining us in studio is the man himself, Brandon. Brandon, welcome back to Morning Footy. I just want to say, Chuck, he's been on quite a bit. Is he the all-time leader in appearances for Morning Footy?
He's the all-time leader in guest appearances on Morning Footy. Let's go.
Now,
thank y'all for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure, man. Now, we got to just get to it. You make the move from Monterrey to come back to Austin. What led to it? What was behind the decision to get back to Major League Soccer and specifically Austin FC?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Back in October, I was here with national team. We were training at the facilities. We played at the stadium, and I thought this city, this organization, it's incredible. This place is sick, and I could see myself playing here for sure. And a couple of weeks later, my agent hits me up telling me that Austin's interested. They presented their project with me, their plan, and it looked incredible, and I wanted to jump on board right away.
So I felt like last time we had you on the show, when you were with Monterrey, you had a lot to say, but you were kind of reserved. You had to keep it in. So you had some highs and lows when you were with Monterrey. Looking back on your time there, what did you learn? What did you learn most, I think, with the Rayados?
For sure. Patience, you know, we had such a talented squad, and you would see that in training every day. It was great. The level was high, and the hunger, my hunger to improve every single day and keep growing and taking aspects of the Liga MX, the physicality, you know, refs down there let you play, and they don't call much. So I had to really learn how to deal with some dirty defenders, and I'm ready to kind of bring that experience back here.
Now, your time at Rayados this past season, you went far. So far to the final against not just any club, Club America. Tell us, what is that like playing in a marquee final against a massive club, one of the biggest clubs in North America?
Bro, it was unbelievable. Pulling up to the stadium, we had 1 million fans, it seemed like, outside the stadium, banging on our bus, flares everywhere. So the atmosphere leading up to the game was just hype. You get to our stadium, and obviously it's Rayados Stadium is gorgeous. So you get there, the vibes are crazy, the stadium's bumping. And it was a super intense game playing against, like you said, one of the best teams in North America, in all the Americas. And the quality was high, you know. It was great. It was a great experience, you know, getting able to play those kind of games. And you know, it kind of lights a fire in me to win another trophy, because I was so close there with that team. And I'm looking forward to getting another opportunity for a trophy with this team.
Brendan, you were scoring goals for Monterrey, right? You were performing, but the starts didn't usually accompany you with those goals that you were scoring. So it felt like, all right, you were destined for a move. Did you entertain any offers in Europe? Was that something that you were thinking about, or how set were you on coming back to MLS?
Yeah, you know, there was a couple interested teams, but ultimately I think what was best for my career, my family, the project here was very exciting, and it just made more sense to come here. It just checked off all our boxes, and you know, I mean, Austin's an incredible place to be. This organization, like I said, it's unbelievable. So I think I'm getting all the tools that I need here to keep growing as a player, my career, to keep taking steps forward. So yeah, I think I'm at the right place, and I'm happy to be here.
Now, Brandon, I want to give you some kudos, man. I actually remember playing against you early in your career. You were playing for Atlanta United. We played against each other in the U.S. Open Cup down in Miami. And I think you actually scored the first goal in that match. And I thought to myself, two things. Dang, this kid is massive. And dang, this kid's got a really bright future.
And he was thinking, how are you so small trying to mark me?
I'm thinking, how am I so slow not trying to keep up with this guy? But looking at your career, you've had the fortune of being part of some prolific front lines Atlanta United. Look at what you guys did when you were there. FC Cincinnati, Supporter Shield winners. Your partnership with Lucho. Looking at a club like Austin FC that struggled offensively this past year, what attributes of yours do you think could be something that helps the Verde and Black to get back to where they were a couple of seasons ago?
Yeah, I think I consider myself pretty dynamic with what I can bring to the team, and with the players that I have around me here on this squad, on this group, is unbelievable. So I think if we're firing on all cylinders, which is the plan here, I didn't go into January camp so I can get as much time with this team to adjust and get started the season the right way. I think we're going to be flying this season, so I'm excited about that.
Well, you were in January camp 2 years ago. I was once in January camp. Can you talk on how important it is for some of these players, that opportunity to play in front of the head coach, Mauricio Pochettino, to kind of understand the level and the demands for the U.S. men's national team?
For sure. I think January camp is where everybody gets started. I think that's where so many great players, that's where their first camp was. And that can be the beginning of their national team career. So I think it's so important to always have a good first camp, and I think that's the perfect opportunity to do it there.
So before I ask my final question, I just want to point out maybe the pre-question before the final question. You played 50 matches for Monterrey, and now January camp comes. Was this a case of you maybe just needing a rest, new club, family situation, bringing them to a new city, maybe pause on football, the right thing?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit of everything, but of course we had that conversation between Rodolfo, Nico, Mauricio, Jesus, his assistant, and ultimately it was weird timing of it all, Austin made a huge effort to bring me in, a huge investment to bring me in. So also coming off of a short off season after a lot of games, for sure, it's you have to let the body rest a little bit. So yeah, I think right now it was more the decision was getting in early with this team as early as possible and building that chemistry with the players around me so we can have a successful season this year. Plus, I've already had a couple camps with this national team staff, so they know me pretty well.
Yeah, I think everyone in Austin, and there's a former Austin FC employee and fan here that'll be watching with excitement to see how you do and settle in. But everyone that comes to the club, remember, I used to ask this question, and you being the profile player you are, did you get a call from the Minister of Culture himself, Matthew McConaughey, when you made the move? Have you been in touch with him yet?
No, not yet. But I'm looking.
Come on, man.
Hey, he's got to bring you
make
up.
this happen. Cam, get this.
I think
man
he's welcomed me on Twitter and Instagram and the social media pages. But personally, I haven't spoken to him yet.
It'll come.
Yeah, you talk to your people, I'll talk to my people. We'll make it happen, Chuck. It's what we do. We make things happen on Morning Footy. Brandon, thank you very much for joining us. We wish you all the best in Austin and Major League Soccer this season. And I mean, we go from him to another player, attacking player after the break coming up. You don't want to miss this. Marcus Rashford to Germany. We'll talk more about it after the break.